Hi and welcome to Online Learning Math Specialist. Welcome back to my Year 10 Math Specialist class, but also welcome to Mr. Peterman's Math Specialist class. I'll be looking after you until we're back at school. I just want to orient you in our online learning space and show you what everything looks like and how we're going to be learning and what we're going to be learning over the next week or so. Now, I'm in Microsoft Teams at the moment. I'm going to open MAS 10OL. That's going to be our shared team. Now, there'll be a message from me when you go in there, and that's where we're going to chat. So we can't chat in real life, obviously. So if you want to ask me any questions, if you're not sure about where to find something in the OneNote, if you want to take a photo of a question you're having problems with and post it up here, I can help you out. Your classmates can help you out with it as well. So we're going to talk a lot in there, so make sure you jump in there quite often. Let's open up the class notebook. So just go in here and open up your class notebook. Now I'd suggest opening it in the app, otherwise it's just going to be a bit hard. So here we are at our OneNote. I'm in my content library right now, and I'm at a tab called Weekly Instructions. Term 1, Week 10, that's where we're heading into. You can take a minute to read all of those notes there. Pause it, read it. All right, so as you can see there, I'm not sure where you're up to in terms of matrices. So I said you should go into the online learning tab and open up My Progress. So I'll just pick one of my students here, online learning tab, My Progress so far. And you can see you get this little picture here, and that's the content library. And so if you've done Introduction to Matrices, you should just cross that out. If you've done addition and subtraction of matrices, you should cross that out. That's the video. If you've done the questions, etc., etc. So that'll give me a quick way of jumping into your section and finding out how much you've done. So it's important that you keep crossing those out as you go, so I know what you're up to. Let's look at what the content library looks like. All right, so in the content library, you can see we've got a video here, Introduction to Matrices, and also some notes underneath that video if you want to take those notes as well. There's a video on the adding and subtracting matrices and notes that go along with that. And then after that, there's a subsection or sub-page, which are questions. And those questions relate to those previous videos. Now you've got the questions there from the textbook and you've got the answers right next door, so you can check your answers quickly and make sure that you know what you're doing. There's another video for multiplication by scalar. There's more questions. And then, in big bold letters, diagnostic test. And it tells you what to do there. You can read that. But basically, you go to your online section, and there'll be a diagnostic test waiting in your online learning section. And you should write in that. Right, you can see the diagnostic test has arrived. There's 4 questions. It's a very short diagnostic test, but you should write with your stylus on that diagnostic test so I can mark it for you. Please don't add any new pages to that online learning tab. If you add pages, if you do other things like that, that makes it really hard for me to navigate that space. If you want to create a new tab for yourself, feel free, but in the online learning tab, don't add any new pages, don't do anything weird. If your stylus doesn't work, that's okay. Just do it in your book, take a photo of it, and then insert that image just down here somewhere. Insert image here. All right. So that's really about all I need to tell you about our space here. Now, depending on where you're up to, some of us will probably get down to about here this week. Some of us are already there, and so you might get down to sort of somewhere around powers of matrices. So you just want to think in terms of how much time should I put into this, maybe like about an hour and a half over the course of this week, putting into Math Specialist. So wherever that gets you up to an hour and a half of work this week, that's sort of what we're aiming for. Throughout the week, I'll periodically check your progress, so make sure you're ticking that off, and that way I'll know where we're all up to, and I'll be able to plan next term's work as well based on that. All right. Jump into Microsoft Teams, make sure you give me a thumbs up so I know you've watched this video, and move on from there.